Well, it certainly hasn't been the flying start to the season we were hoping for here at Southend United, but we have picked up a couple of crucial wins and we are now moving up the table. Injuries and an incomplete squad is causing a few problems, but I'm still confident we can meet our target. Yes, hello, and welcome along to part 10 of Saving Southend with me, Daniel. We are back today for two very big games in the National League. We face Scunthorpe, who have come up but look a threat already, and then we host Dagenham and Redbridge, despite a pretty sticky start to the season. Both of those within 2 points of our total, as the National League table is looking pretty congested at this early stage. The only positive I'm going to take so far is that the two sides we've lost to are both in the top four. If you're looking forward to seeing if we can edge closer to them, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. A quick apology if you can hear part of the loud storm that is thundering against the window here, but it was that or no video, I'm afraid. We are back with a couple of key injuries, Jack Earing being one in the middle. We've got young stars that are starting to settle in and improve, and hopefully in a couple of trialists we will be improving the squad soon. There's still, I'm afraid, a little bit of a problem on the left side of midfield with not being able to sign people. It's a little bit of an area of concern, and injuries haven't helped that recently. But if we start today by having a look at the schedule, you can see what's been going on at the start of this season. Because 5 games in, very strange start. 2 defeats, including the one you saw in the last episode. That one a frustrating one, as was the draw after it against Kidderminster, because we dominated that game and just didn't take chances. However, Jack Morehouse, the young centre midfielder, came off the bench and he became a hero because he scored a cracker. Against Chesterfield at home, we lost by 2 goals to 0. We were poor, we didn't deserve a result. But we did bounce back with a couple of wins and, crucially, a couple of clean sheets after that. A 2-0 win at a South Shield side that have started slowly, with Jack Earing scoring and Harry Cardwell doing the same. Earing's goal was brilliant, but he's now injured again. And against Eastleigh, we won by 2 goals to 0. With Cardwell and Mooney, the old heroes getting the goals that time. We now face Scunthorpe with a big decision. Do we go to our away tactic or do we go for our home one? Because away from South Shields, we won with our home one, and at home to Chesterfield, we struggled until we switched to the away one. There's a lot of questions to be asked there. But 5 games in, we're in the mix, which is all we can ask. And with the playoffs being the objective, we've got to stay in that hump while these new players settle. We've got one lone player potentially coming in. That's in case we can't get the player we've got on trial at the minute. But for now, since you were last with me, no signings in or out, and worries about Leighton Stewart, who after scoring a goal but costing us 2 on his debut, has since not scored one, not really played that well, and is now nearly match fit, so doesn't really have an excuse. A player that looks like he's going to be a gem on paper, but so far it's not worked out. I'm a little bit concerned. But we're not going to worry about that for too much longer. The National League is strong, and quite frankly, it could be worse. If you have a look at the table, filed 1 or 2 sides on no points at the bottom. They're the ones who beat us to the signing of Lyle Taylor. They're paying him £4,500 a week. Let's go and get through to the first of today's 2 games though. A big one between Scunthorpe and Southend. The 2 sides that were scrapping for survival in real life before FM24. And if Southend had fallen by the wayside, it could have been Scunthorpe we were managing today. As it is, we are managing Southend United, and we're building on last season. You can see up front they've got Nathan Delfonso, the man who rejected us to go there last year. Barely played a game for them in the end, but they've got a good side now, and Law is one of the top scorers in the division, so we've got to watch out for him. Let's have a look though at the team selection, because it is a pretty strong side. If we played a 4-4-2, you can see we've got some real tactical issues with Dan Mooney and Jack Earing both tired. If we played a 5-2-3, we're going to be overrun in the middle, but Noor Hussein's away on international duty next week, so maybe that lightens our options there as well. What I'm going to do is trust my away tactic for now, so we're going to get set up with this one in mind. I've got to make a few tough squad decisions for now though, so we'll be back in a minute to run through the team. Well, this is the team I've gone for today, and if I'm being honest with you, it's been a bit of a frustrating start in places. There's still a couple of unhappy players in the squad due to the transfer window. Lewis Lomas's situation is definitely causing problems, and also, I don't really know my best team, both at left back / left wing back, and in certain attacking areas too. So, we're going to stick with this and see how we go. Hopefully Harry Cardwell is back in form now, and that should benefit us for the season. But this is my team in full. It is Ndee between the sticks with Kensdale, Lomas and Kingdon the back three. Scott Morris and Haynes the wing backs with Titchmarsh and Hussein in the middle. Then Hilton and Powell out wide. Cardwell through the middle. A returning Taylor and Morehouse both on the bench. Stevens there because he's the only option as a winger, especially with Moody injured. And then we've got Lewis Page and Leighton Stewart in case we need to save the game. Only having 2 fully fit substitutes is not ideal. Let's go and get into it and see if we can be, on paper, the strongest promoted side. Well, sometimes in the National League, you get the benefit of 4 games in a season where semi-professional weaker sides have perhaps been promoted. Not the case with Scunthorpe United. Nathan Delfonso does start up front. Lots of other quality players in the team as well. So let's tell the lads to pick up where they left off. Back-to-back 2-0 wins. I just need us to do a professional job, really. Find a way. They've got a competitive budget. They've got a good side. Sean McConville, the former Accrington winger, he's experienced now, but he is someone we looked at as well. And with 10 minutes gone, it's been a quiet start. And at the moment, I'm probably quite happy with that. I'm looking at today's episode, to be honest, and thinking, for playoff contenders, can we nick 4 points? I think that'd be a good outcome as Hilton gets down the right. Big ball in towards Cardwell. Keeper punches for some reason. Hussein finds Powell, who's coming on the left. He puts it into Cardwell. Gets there second time. He's a proper poacher, this guy. Might be playing as a target forward, but he's just as good with his feet. And in that 6-yard box, he is deadly again. Top scorer in the National League last year. Big contract in the summer. And another goal today. 3 in a row he scored in. He's starting to find his form. Well, half time, and I am incredibly pleased to report that this game has been incredibly quiet since the goal. Lots of incredibly happy moments here. At half time, we lead 1-0. One strange message on the backroom advice. Noor Hussein, not used to the pressing intensity being asked of him today. He played nearly every game in our tactics last year. Our tactics haven't changed. Do not understand that. Wouldn't mind another clean sheet. Does need to become a habit this year that we get better defensively. And if Lomas and Gus Scott Morris could end their unhappiness, it would probably help on that front as Cardwell is released down the left channel. Has support behind him. Powell is the man. Back into Cardwell. Just forced backwards with his first touch. But Noor Hussein with a brilliant strike. Cardwell turns provider. I think it might have taken a little nick, but it was certainly heading towards that corner. And whether it was going to force a good save or go in, it certainly found a corner in the end. An hour gone, we lead 2-0 thanks to Noor Hussein. And Harry Cardwell again has been a crucial part. Now we haven't got to worry as much today about what changes we make and whether we save people for fitness because we're only playing 1 a week at the minute. From mid-September, that will have to change. But for now, with 15 to go, want to see out this corner, which has not gone well. Is Delfonso onside? No. I'm a bit concerned about that edge of the box, though, because, again, that is something we set up to deal with, and we haven't so far. I am tempted to give Cardwell a rest and chuck on Leighton Stewart to run behind, but I'm not going to. What I am going to do is bring on Ben Stevens for Sonny Hilton. And in fact, I'm not going to do that either. I'm going to switch Powell to the right. I'm going to bring Ryan Haynes up to left attacking midfield, which he can do okay. And then I'm going to put Page on left wing back. 2 defenders basically there. And that is part of the versatility they give us. Lomas is having a poor game again, as is Titchmarsh, who is going to be replaced by Jack Taylor. And we're going to leave the last one a few more minutes, just in case I don't want to end up with 10. I'm kind of trying to take the pressure off myself this year. That particularly in this league, I don't have to make the 3 subs. And it might be better to rotate the players in the next game at times. As here we come with Lewis Page. Corner on the right. In swing and delivery. He does have that quality too. Goalkeeper drops it. Powell's got a free net to put it into. I immediately assumed the referee would give a foul. He's not. Fitzsimmons drops it to the floor. And Powell takes advantage. Now what we can do? Give Cardwell a crucial 6 minutes rest. Any moments we can give him off the pitch are important. Stewart will come on as an advance forward. Not sure what he's going to be like up front on his own. But it's another job well done. It is 3 comfortable wins in a row. And it looks like it might be 3 clean sheets in a row too. Scunthorpe 0, Southend 3. Much better than what we saw in the last episode. Now we've got to back it up against Dagenham and Redbridge. This means nothing if we then throw a game away next week. Not even 1 expected goals. We scored every shot on target. And let's be fair, a couple of those were gifts from the opposition. But a good win, a very good away performance. We'll be back next week with home comforts as we face Dagenham and Redbridge. Well, here we go then, and we are back on Sunday afternoon for a TV game in a bit of a weird slot against Dagenham and Redbridge. We've also got frustration on the trialist front. Two of the three we had in, and the first two choice to sign, have asked for ridiculous money. So we're on our third choice at the minute, but it might not be a bad deal. We have offered a contract to Will Ferry, who had been at Cheltenham previously. Played 16 games in League One last season, albeit didn't play very well, and 32 in League One the season before. Former youth player at Southampton, lots of EFL experience too, and at 23, a former under-21 international for the Republic of Ireland. He also offers a bit of versatility too, because he can play anywhere down that left-hand side. He's good both defensively and going forward in all four roles, and at 23, he's got big potential. So, while it's not initially the best deal we were hoping for, it might end up being a very good one. He's actually got very similar attributes to Jack Bridge, but a natural left footer. So let's go and get through the tactical meeting and into this game. We're going to play our home tactic, which is a 4-4-2. I'm a bit worried about Dagenham because they stole Glenn Ray from us. He was the man I wanted, the former Luton one. Good professional midfielder, not to be, and he is a star for them. They have got a few poorer players in the team. They've just brought in Jake Hull on loan, who we rejected because he wasn't good enough for us. But they have got good players elsewhere. So let's go and press Glenn Ray as recommended and get our tactic pick for a big home game against Dagenham. We've had a bit of a weird season. 3 heavy defeats, 3 tight victories, and interestingly, nearly 9,000 in at Roots Hall. Back in a moment with the lineup. Well, I hate to admit it, but we are drifting towards bare bones territory here. We are down to 2 fit centre midfielders, Harry Taylor half fit on the bench, and even Morehouse was only back last week for the first time. So we're going to need some big performances today. Leighton Stewart has got to start delivering. I'm hoping now he's nearly fully fit that he will. But this is the team we've gone for in our 4-4-2. The changes from last week, Page in at left back. We keep the rest of the back four the same. Of course, Kensdale drops out for Leighton Stewart, the extra striker. Morehouse comes in for Hussein, who's on international duty. And Dan Mooney is back from injury, replaces Powell, who drops to the bench. Let's go and get into this one. It's Southend v Dagenham and Redbridge. There's a big crowd in today. We won our last home game pretty comfortably. And in all competitions, both home and away, I like to make it 4 in a row. Well, 2 changes for Dagenham and Redbridge, and boy is their experience here. The one's dropping out Elliot Johnson, who joins Harry Arter on the bench. Glenn Ray starts and is captain, no surprises there. Jake Hessenthaler, another good midfielder. And manager Jess Raymond, a former Premier League player with Fulham. Let's go and tell the lads to pick up where they left off. We've got one motivated, not quite the reaction we were hoping for, but hopefully we're going to be able to press on, make it 4 in a row in today's game. 3 wins so far, we're pushing up the table. If we win this one, we might even finish today in the playoffs. As it's an early corner kick for Lewis Page, the left back. Into the back post, it's headed away well. Only falls for Dan Mooney though. Drifts it across the box. And the poacher's there, but the flag is up. I'm not sure that was offside. I thought it went backwards initially, but either way, Cardwell is penalised. It stays 0-0. My dream start is gone. That would have been a real nerve settler. As we return just after the 10-minute mark with Lewis Lomas on the ball, he finds Mooney and now Page. I'm hoping the Lomas stuff will settle now because he wanted to move away if we got 160 grand. No one's come in with a bid from the EFL and the window's now shut. He's not even wanted at the minute, so hopefully that will change soon as Hilton breaks away down the right. Much better start to this season for him and a lovely nutmeg there. Chance to cross, goes back to Scott Morris and he finds Morehouse. He goes back to Lomas. Good sensible play so far. And those 2 young stars signed early in the summer really emerging already. As Page goes for the shot, it's a good save by the keeper. And it's another corner kick. The pressure is on. But can we take advantage? This is what happened against Boreham Wood, wasn't it? We dominated. We only went 1 up. And then we got pegged back. We've got to take these chances when they come. We've had 1 ruled out already. And a couple of other near misses. 20 minutes gone. It's still goalless here. And this is what causes me concern. Well, 25 on the clock, and we're back with Dagenham. Quick throw down the right-hand side. And I was a bit worried momentarily, but he got no one forward, and indeed has a simple claim. He's got options at fullback because they've got no real attacking width, have they? And Lomas can just play out to Mooney. He has support from Page, and now we should have a 2-on-1 out here. Page can work down the line. He's got a runner. He goes for the long ball over. Stewart gets there. Cardwell's in the middle. Lays it back. Cardwell's there. Good turn. Good finish. The chair creaks, but I don't care. If it's doing that because we're celebrating goals, I'm sure you can forgive me and I'm a happy man. 1-0 to Southend at the half an hour mark, and no referee is ruling that one out. Well, a couple of minutes to the break, and to be honest, we look really good, but again, this is a very similar position to where we were against Boreham Wood, and it was at this minute it all started to fall apart as Page works down the left. Can it be a different day for Leighton Stewart today? Back to Morehouse, goes again! Oh my word. It's the second time he's done it this season. The acrobatic celebration is a little bit robotic, but I'm not going to complain. It is the second time he has put one in the top corner. His long shot rating is 10. It doesn't have a trait to say he likes to try it, but boy does he. It's 2-0, it's the perfect time to score again. And unlike the Boreham Wood game where we somehow went in level, this one we go in with a comfortable lead and we're on the attack again. We get a third, we can start to really party as Cardwell finds Scott Morris. Did you see the little back flick? What's going on here? It's Samba football. I would have preferred a better pass, but it's not bad stuff. And a long goal kick should go straight to Lomas, who finds Leighton Stewart. And Mooney, much better performance now. Starting to look a bit cohesive and starting to come together with Page, who plays a 1-2 with Lomas. Down the line he works, he's got support. Goes alone though, he can find the 3 in the middle. Cardwell's up, and he don't miss those. Harry Cardwell makes it 5 for the year. He scored in 4 successive games, and it looks like it's going to be 4 successive wins. Very happy with this. We're looking ruthless, we're looking clinical, and the star signings are making an impact. 2 assists for Page, a brilliant goal for Morehouse, and even an assist for Stewart too. As Vincent, good free kick that. Dagenham had to be at his best, and he does make the save. It's a corner kick. We don't want to give them a route back in. I don't want to give up the run of clean sheets, to be honest. As Vincent is going to put the corner in. Outswinger to the back post. Applause. Silent applause for very good goalkeeping. And Dagenham, magnificent stuff. And with half an hour to go, it's a Dagenham throw, but I'm very happy with where we are. We've just got to avoid conceding here. As we've been caught in behind, it's going to be a penalty. One of those highlights, isn't it? Back to Ling on the edge of the box. No. Cross goal. Hilton. Poor touch. Really, really poor touch. I was about to take him off as well. Certainly will be now. I don't know what he was doing. Why did he think he had time? Did so well to get back. Then just clear it. We're going to bring on Harry Taylor in centre midfield because Titchmarsh is complacent. Not really started the season that well, to be honest. Callum Powell will come on for Hilton, who is a very solid player there. And I'll save the last 5 more minutes because, again, if we can get to the last 10 and we're comfortable here, I can bring Cardwell off for Danny Hilton. At the moment, though, with 15 to go, that little lifeline has pulled it back a tad. But we have now made it to the final 10. Cardwell is knackered and the midweek games will start coming soon. So Hilton on. This is what we bought him for. Come off the bench, give Cardwell a rest and still be a bit of a threat. Page has got the corner. Can he get one? Kingdon's up at the back post. Good save. Lomas misses from a yard. How on earth have you not scored there, son? 3-1 it stays. I mean, you look at the stats. This is our best performance of the season. It's not much worse than we played against Kidderminster, but a very dominant display. A 3-1 win. Yes, the run of 3 clean sheets comes to an end, but that is a very good performance. Let's go and see where it leaves us in the table. Look at the schedule when we're going to be back. Well, we beat the rival team comfortably in front of a bumper crowd. Yesh Raymond, not very happy about that. Harry Cardwell, absolutely thrilled. He is making his charge back to the top scorers. He's just a couple of goals behind the front runners now. We're still 6 points off Altrincham and 4 off Chesterfield, but this season, it's all about the top 7. And at the moment, I'm still confident we'll get there. And I hope you can see why we didn't go for doom and gloom after the Boreham Wood game. Very good performances and we're finding our feet now. And bar the remaining 2 home games this month, we've actually got a decent run of matches. So we might even come back for a next game against a promoted side because Yeovil are the game at the end of October. Of course, around then, we are going to start seeing FA Cup ties and potentially the first round the weekend after. So depending on our result in qualifying and potentially our first round draw, we may well change the plan to fit around that. But for now, the plan is to come back around late October. Hopefully, the push for the playoffs is very much in full swing. But the last 4 games have been incredibly impressive. I'm starting to like this side yet again this year. If you want to stay up to date and find out if we do well, and if you did enjoy this episode with 2 good wins, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. I know he's not our first choice, but let me know what you think of Will Ferry. Would he be the solution just for versatility on the left? and have we got enough to make the top 7? I know there's some experienced players elsewhere, but I feel we're strong enough now, particularly with those 2 young gems we stumbled upon in May. If you want to find out if they continue to shine, then please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow to continue our journey with Southend. But for now, we'll be back later today with the head coach. You can find that playlist and all the others up in the eye above, as well as the Twitch channel for regular live streams and a football podcast as well. Thank you very much for watching as always, and your support in helping me past 6,000 subscribers. And I'll see you back here at the same time tomorrow, as touchwood, we're established in the top 7.